Autumn academia. Is that a thing? Well, it turns out it is. I had so much fun with my dark academia project, this dress being a result of one of the things I made, that I decided to do some research. I'm like, autumn, beautiful fall colors, October, academia. They kind of even rhyme. So what I am going to do for the month of October is to sew autumn academia. I think this is going to be really fun. I have some new patterns coming. And I also have a bucket of old ones, so I don't exactly know, as usual, what I'm going to do, but I have chosen the fabric because I love this flannel shirt dress so much that I dug out and washed all of my flannel. We've got, actually this is wool. It's going to be a bit itchy, but I thought that would be a really nice wool, more flannel and more flannel. So I've got some comfy dresses, shirt dresses maybe, or jackets. Actually, speaking of jackets or coats, this is corduroy. Isn't that beautiful? I got this from a Think Pink subscription box and haven't used it yet. It's a bit heavy, so it's not going to be a good blouse. It could be a skirt, but check this out. You guys remember that trench coat I made? Got some leftover material, but even better, I have more different color of that same kind of canvas denim type material, two different colors here. And I thought these two go spectacularly well together, that I could make another trench coat, except one a little more difficult, because I've only made easy trench coats, so these are hard to hold. This one has some really fun features. Plus it has a lining. Not that I'm gonna do this with the lining, but these colors really match all of the, including this, all of the flannel I have in that wool. So what I'm gonna try to do for October is 2 dresses and 2 jackets, a trench coat and, 2 jackets including, I'm so confused. A trench coat and another type of jacket. Don't know yet, but that's a big goal. I've got 4 weeks to do it. It's October 1st, so wish me luck. And I think I'll start with the wool. Let's go. Reminder, when I first made this shirt dress, I made it about 2 inches longer because my waist sits a little bit lower, so I have to remember to do that again. Do y'all think this is gonna work? I wanted some more volume in my skirt, so I just extended the pattern, kind of just swiveled it right here at the waist, and added some more volume on all 4 sides of the skirt. Hopefully this will work. I am done cutting out. The first thing you do is to sew these cute little pockets on. I did mine crisscross, diagonal, not on the grain that you're supposed to, but I think it'll look really cute. I love this fabric. I'm a little stuck here with my idea of making the skirt wider. Can you see this? This is my pocket, which needs to match the waistband, but now I have all this extra space. And if I align the pocket with the side here, then this doesn't match. And I won't be able to sew the pocket into this seam to attach to the bodice nicely. So do I have to make a wider pocket like that? Here's my solution. See how that sticks out a bit? I just lined up the pocket. It's hard to see, huh? See, here's the pocket to the edge, and I'm going to trim this so it'll be even. It'll still be on the waistline and on the edge. So I didn't have to cut a new pocket. Yay. Remember the extra fabric I added to the sides? I was worried about the hem. I think it's going to be okay. At least it'll be pretty easy to make straight. And look at that volume. Woo! So, so all I have left is to put the bodice on. So this is a Valentine's Day shirt I made a couple of years ago. I wore it to work today. It's got some great features too, like a peplum and this, whatever you call it, and some texture in the sleeves. I'll pop that pattern in too, but I have got to go sew the bodice to the skirt. We're almost done. Here is an example of how I use pins instead of chalk to mark my pleats. I do this with the buttonhole as well, but if you can see, they line up perfectly. And then with these nice big long pins, okay, hard to do with one hand. All you have to do is fold that pin over to the other pin and then use the pin to pin it down. And I just feel like that's a lot easier to work with than working with chalk. Excuse the messy hair. I know it looks like a nest, but I've been trying this thing on and off, and that's just what happens to my hair. Any tips on this hairstyle? Thanks. But look, I'm almost done. All I have to do is put buttons on and buttons. So, oh yeah, and I have to hem it, but I'm not going to show you that right now. I like this as a duster. What do you guys think? I love this fabric. It really feels a bit like it could also be an overcoat and a dress. So super happy with it. It might look like I can't close it, but yes, I can. The buttons are going to be fine. It's just the way it looks right now. I was a little worried about the pockets at first. I thought they were a little too far over here, but I think it's going to work out. Now, it's Thursday night. I think I might wait to do the buttons because I really want to start this scratchy project. Not sure what I'm going to do with this, but I'd like to cut this out before I put my buttonhole or foot on, because those are kind of a pain in the button. All right, let's go. I just got home from work and I had an epiphany. This is what I wore to work, and this is my epiphany. So remember this scratchy wool? I was going to make a dress out of it, but decided it was too scratchy. What about a pinafore and a jacket? Hopefully I have enough material, but the idea is, this is the jacket, 8844. I love it. And then the pinafore is 8641. How about that for my scratchy wool? There are a few problems with both of these patterns that I want to address. One major one is all this bulk back here. I think this is really cute, the way you tie around the top part to the back. But then because of the way it doesn't have zippers or buttons or anything like that, you end up with a lot of bulk right about there. So I don't know if I can fix that, but we'll see. And also with the jacket, the sleeves come up, the shoulders actually are a little bit too low for me. So see how they kind of sink low, and I don't know if I'm supposed to have shoulder paddings, but I'd rather sit them up here a little bit higher. So I need to work on those two things. Let's see if I can do it. Let's go. It's Monday, October 7th. I made a bit of progress, didn't do much filming this weekend, but I put together this pinafore in this fabric. I love it. I think this fabric is awesome. I did a few changes. I cut the pockets on a diagonal so that it adds a bit of a differentiation. I like the fact that I can see the pockets better. And I made it 2 inches longer. And also, I cut this out. The pattern doesn't have a pocket on the front, but I thought that would be really cute to put a pocket right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and maybe even sew it in half to make it 2 pockets so I can put things in there, pencils or whatever. But this is coming along nicely. The back, I think I'll leave as is and see how bulky it gets, but I think this one might be okay. The next thing I wanted to do was make that jacket out of the remainder fabric, but I don't really have that much of it. I only have this much left. There's like about a little more than 2 yards. So I looked through my patterns and tried to find, oh, this is a new one. I think this will work because it's got a low yardage, this one right here. Just got that pattern, and I believe I should be able to get a jacket out of this. This one's fun too because it's lining, and I haven't done a lot of lining, so I found this fabric to use as a lining. I'm looking forward to that after I finish this one. Monday the 7th, let's go. I'm at the point where I sandwiched the bib together. You cut out 2 bibs and that pocket is in the middle there. You sandwich it together. You sew all the way around. There's actually a facing, so there's 3 layers of fabric in your bib to help keep it sturdy. This will be sewn onto the back, and that's where the back carriers are going to go so that you can put your straps in. And finally, I found some cute trim that I might add, not too much, but I thought it might be a nice touch of color in this as well. So that's what I'm going to do next. It's Sunday, October 13th, and I have some fantastic news. I'm so happy I finished my jumper. I can wear this to work tomorrow, and I really like the way it turned out. I'll do more of a reveal at the end of the video, but how about the highlights? This pocket is so cute. I really like the way it looks up there. The band and the pockets, I added a little bit of a flare right there. I don't think I'm going to add more, at least not until I watch this video to see if maybe this is enough. I don't want to overwhelm it, right? But I love this little bit of a sparkly trim, little flowers on the pockets. And I also like how the pockets turned out because I put the fabric on a diagonal when I cut them out. And I feel like, you know, it gives the dress a little bit more of a form, a little more femininity, at least in my opinion. So I love that. And it actually fits me better than the last version I made. And I have a feeling I made that last version wider. I probably added inches onto the sides, and I didn't need to do that. I did add 3 inches to the bottom, so it is, I like the length. I'll show you that later. The back is, see, it's not as puffy as that other version here. And I decided that tying it a bow in the back is a better idea too. So very happy with this make, but what do we have next? Well, not this. You guys will see this, but what I decided to do instead, oh wait, look, this is all the fabric I have left. I actually cut this out already and to make sure that I had enough fabric. I'm doing view A. So this is it. I still have some fabric left to make some pockets or something like that for the jacket, but I'm gonna pause on that because I really want to work on this trench coat. This is, no, not that. This is going to be the lining, and this will be the coat material that I'm using. And I think this is kind of a bigger project. That's why I still have a couple of weeks left. I want to give myself enough runway before I finish this by the end of October, because that's my goal. So I'm going to cut this pattern out in the fabric and start making this next. I think this coat will look really nice with my new jumper. Let's go. It's Sunday, October 20th. Not a lot of sewing has been going on. I've been sick. I was sick all week. I have not managed to do a lot of sewing. I'm falling so far behind. How many times can I say sewing? So I did manage to cut out this trench coat. What I decided to do is to make this version, and there's a couple of reasons why. First, I've been wearing this one over here. This is with that Vogue pattern, full length, and it's a bit heavy. I don't really wear this that often, although I just made it. I feel like what I usually wear is a shorter coat, so that's one reason I decided to do this other pattern in the shorter version. And the other is reading through the instructions. I thought this was going to be a bit easier too. I still think it is. It doesn't have a tie, and the back doesn't have a slit. So you see the shorter version
it seems like it's just easier to put together. And since I haven't done a lining like this before, I thought, let's start simple, right? Because I think I'm going to bury myself in trying to figure out how to put this together. But I love this combination. I think it looks so pretty. So just take a look at that. This is the undersleeve. That's the outer shell, and that's the lining. By the way, there are 3 pieces of sleeve with this trench coat. I'm used to doing like an oversleeve and an undersleeve, but 3 pieces, this is going to be interesting.
This trench coat pattern is very hard for me to figure out. And I want to document my progress in case I actually figure it out. It'll be good to have a record of it. So here's what you got. You got these 2 different pattern pieces that you cut and sew onto the lining of each pocket. So see how this one's a little different. And then over here, that's the other pocket. And then you have this flap that you sew on here to the front of your jacket. Now, I think I'm supposed to put this here like a layer and stuff it through somehow. So your pocket flap does not cover the entry of the pocket. You actually stick your hand in right here, and the pocket is kind of cute where it's just attached on the outside. So I hope I can figure this out. If not, I might just give up. Never say never. It's Sunday, October 27th. I am never gonna make it. I have 4 days left to the end of October. This project is going into November. Sorry, but you'll never know. I finished the sleeves of that trench coat, and boy, are they strange. So there's 3 pieces to this sleeve. And look, this can't be right, but it is. Somehow, I'm supposed to put a pleat in, and it's right here. See, you sew down the seam here and then here, and somehow that's supposed to be a pleat, but that's still gonna make this sleeve giant. And then this is the undersleeve. You do something with that as well, but what am I making? I don't think I'm gonna make this pattern again. But I really like how let me get this the right way. These panels are, is this right? Yeah, look at that. So that is cool, isn't it? That's gonna look so fun. I don't have the sleeve in yet, but that's where that giant sleeve is gonna go. But the pockets, the panel, and the back panel, lined back panel, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get through this and see what it looks like, but not until November. I'm still gonna make that other jacket out of the wool too, so it's gonna take me a couple more weeks. Sorry about that, but you'll never know. I finished the lining off camera. This was easier than I thought. You just put the lining together just like the jacket, except it doesn't have the hard parts like the pockets. And then you sew the facing onto the lining. And then my next step is to just sew all the way around there and then just turn the lining inside out, and supposedly I'll be done. That trench coat really frustrated me. It's November 10th. I finished it, but I'm not happy with it because of those darn sleeves, 3-piece sleeves. They turned out to be huge. I'm gonna do a reveal in a minute, but I wanted to show you at least I'm working on this, right? I got the jacket together. I sewed in the lining. I didn't film any of it because, darn it, I'm 10 days late already. I wanted to finish this in October. I have a lot to, well, actually not a lot to do already. I love this pattern. I have to do the sleeves, attach them to the lining. I kind of have to make it presentable in the front, so I haven't ironed it or anything, but I love this. Isn't it cute? Okay, so next time you see me, I'm gonna be upstairs talking about all the things I managed to make. Let's go. Ta-da! I finished it. I finished 2 jackets and 2 dresses. Lordy, this took forever, almost a month and a half, because I think it's like November 15th or something like that. And yes, this is the reveal. But before I get into the reveal, I wonder if you guys ever wonder what's behind my doors. I have so many white doors in my sewing room. Let me just go through them. Mechanical room, sort of a little kitchenette, and a rec room with a giant couch in it. Not very exciting, but if I was watching this video, I'd kind of be curious about that. Or maybe you're not, I don't know. So this shirt dress, I love the idea. This is Simplicity 8014, and this is actually not a recommended fabric for this shirt dress, but that just goes to show you that really with a good shirt dress pattern, which this one is, you can use any type of material, and I have with this pattern. It is really awesome. I love, for me, the way the shoulders fit where they should be, and also the pockets are perfect, and the waist, if I recall, I think I lowered the waist, so I added some length right here, but that sits perfectly. And I think for an autumn academia look, this is perfect too, because the colors remind me of fall foliage. There's some orange and some black and some yellow and all sorts of different colors that I would expect to see in the forest during the fall. So perfectly autumnally, academically, right? And try to go back so that you can see the bottom. This is where I work. So the length and the width of the skirt turned out really well. If you recall, or if you didn't watch that part, that's fine, and you zoomed ahead. I do that too. I added maybe 4 to 6 inches in width on the skirt, and that worked out really well too, because I have a much better, I like the skirts that are full, and when you circle, you know, I don't know what I'm saying, but this looks really cool, I think. And the fabric is so soft against my body. That's really also important. How about these deep pockets? I can fit my big phone in them. Super cool. Oh, and it also has a tie. I think this tie is really long, but that's okay. You can just go ahead and tie it up, and this is the perfect look. So I encourage you, if you're trying to get that autumn style, but you prefer more of a dress, find some really cool flannel. I bet you could do this with any kind of flannel, and try yourself. Okay, this is the first thing I made. I want to show you 2 more, and then I'm going to get to the ugly ones. So I'll be right back. Wait, let me check the mirror. Okay, this is a smock dress or a pinafore, and I ranted and raved about this pattern earlier, but in case you don't want to go back and look, it is the 8641 Simplicity. Now this one also said to use lighter fabrics. Oh wait, no, this said flannel. Okay, and denim. So I actually used the proper, well, this is wool. And I think this is so cute. This is another pattern that I've made before, but I think I made it too big before because I added extra fabric on the side and I didn't think I need to. So again, deep pockets. Can you guys see those? I added a little flare with some rose trim. I think that turned out really cute. And this pocket up here, I just added it because I thought that it needed something different there. I changed the direction of the fabric so that it would be a little contrast. I did that in the pockets as well. And the color choice again is perfect for the autumn. It's green and brown and tan, and it really brings out those fall colors that make you think of just warm and cozy. So I love this. Unfortunately, when I put it on, I busted I busted it. I gotta sew that loop back on. But you can see how it ties in the back. That is so cute. And that helps the front be more feminine, right? So it fits nice in the waist. There's no zippers, there's no buttons, nothing like that. It's just a tie on, and you can put your pencils or your glasses here if you want to go to the library. So in addition to this, I had some fabric left over from this make, and I made something else. Let me go grab that. This is a jacket, and I actually made a lining. My first lining that sort of worked out all right. Yeah, that sounds really positive, doesn't it? But no, I adore these two together. They look really cute. Doesn't it look all professional, like if I had a business meeting? Actually, I could wear this to work, although my work varies from like jeans and to kind of casual, not really this dressed up, but I don't know. I think this might not be as dressed up as I think. Ugh. But how about that? It's got this, oh, let me show you the pattern. This is a new one. It's Vogue 2053. And I made this version, because I didn't want to run out of material, and I actually was able to cut out perfectly. Okay, I haven't put the button on yet, but how about that? The coat, it's supposed to have shoulder pads, but I didn't add those. I just don't think I need all that bulk. And I think it's okay. The sleeves, again, are a little bit too long for me. I've noticed that I must have short arms or something, because that happens a lot. But where that cut is, I think I'm supposed to put buttons on there too. But look, that fits perfectly with my thumb if I want to hitchhike or something like that. I love it. I love these two together. This is definitely a capsule wardrobe that I can wear into the future, because this jacket too would look really great with jeans or black pants, or, you know, something like that, or even just a brown skirt. So I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. And the pinafore as well, I can play around with what I wear under it. I just took a tan turtleneck, but anything like a white or even a pink, like kind of a muted pink, like a salmon, would really pop underneath. So love this. Oh, and also if I do a pink, it'll match these little flowers, right? So that's a great idea. All right, let me go get that fail. And I think I can fix it, but let me show you. Here it is. This is my lined trench coat. Doesn't it look nice just like this? If I just hold it up like this, you can see how beautiful the lining is and how well it matches this fabric, right? Oh, let me put it on. Again, if you watched the part of the video where I was trying to make this, you'll already know what's going on here. But in case you haven't, I didn't iron this because I just gave up. Look at these sleeves. These sleeves are ridiculous. It's because the pattern, which one did I use? This is it, McCall's 8246. You can see I wrote yuck on it, so I will never use this pattern again. And if you look closely, you can see that the sleeves are kind of baggy, but I didn't realize that. And I feel like a monster. Now, the thing about baggy clothes is they're actually really hard to sew. It's harder to get something to fit perfectly. You'd think it's the opposite, but at least with these sleeves for me, I didn't know what I was doing with them. And the issue is that there were 3 parts to these sleeves instead of the upper and lower. It had the upper, the lower back, and the underarm. So that just added so much. And I had to use them because they had to fit in right here. But this would have been perfect for my Autumn Academia theme if I could have done it properly. And the reason, my hair is getting in the way. The reason I was so excited about the pattern is because it has these panels on it. Look, it has 2 front panels, and then it has one in the back as well. That they're all lined. And also the pocket here, The pocket is, you just put that on for decoration, the flap. Can you see it? It's got the lining there again, and you just put your hand in that way. Love the deep pockets. I love so much of this pattern. It's up the sleeves, and I really don't think I can fix that. Anyway, let's add on a cheery note. I did make another pattern. So this one is really complicated. If you are a beginner sewer, I would not even try this trench coat. However, in my last video, I used the very easy Vogue trench coat pattern, and that was easy. And this pattern, it's a perfectly fine trench coat. Even though it's not lined, you can see what I chose to do is to, my seams here, I just put brown bias tape on them. And I guess you could add a lining too, but this one is super easy to make. And it's perfect for the autumn academia look as well, isn't it? Look at this rich orange. It looks like a pumpkin, doesn't it? This color is perfect. So if you're interested in seeing what else I made for this video, I'll go ahead and link that here. But this one, trench coat, fits into my academia theme as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It sure did take a long time to make. And I have, for the rest of November, I have planned, I'm doing some November knits, some cozy knits, and then December I want to make a fancy dress. So if you're interested in how I put together other things, oh Lord, why don't you subscribe and see if I can do it. All right, thank you. Talk to you later.